Mail eater, what universe are you in now, Hank? Well, mail eater, that's a complicated question. It's, right now, I'm in a Dunraven chamber, specifically Roland Jarvis's Dunraven chamber. You know, they used to say all roads lead to Rome. Well, if you think of it that way, well, I'm kind of in Rome. I'm in the Dunraven chamber that all other Dunraven chambers lead to. It's a specific participation chamber. It's based off the designs of Stein-Lightman. As to what universe I'm in, well, that's where it gets really interesting. See, I think there's exactly one Dunraven chamber for all the worlds in the multiverse. So, well, there are doors to this place from many worlds, and those all end up here. Like I said, all roads lead to Rome, right? And before you ask, well, I can't use this chamber to jump between worlds. Believe me, I've already checked. When you exit the chamber, you always exit where you originally came from. But I'm always a little on edge when I'm in here. You never know. You never know who's going to drop in and when. So you got to stay on your toes. You got to stay frosty, as they used to say to us. So thanks for your question. It's a really good one. I hope it answered to your satisfaction. There's some pieces of information that I'm free to disclose and some that I can't. So agents, if you're out there and you're asking questions that I'm not at liberty to discuss, I'll let you know. Another question from Wikidimp. When did you first wear the monkey suit and what were you wearing underneath? That sounds like a trick question. I wasn't wearing my lucky underwear at the time, so I can say that much. But to my recollection, the first time I wore the monkey suit was when I was in Houston, basically interviewing for a position as director of the NIA after the unfortunate demise of Ezekiel Calvin. And I have to say, while it fit, it wasn't comfortable because I believe, as I stated then, you can take the boy out of the field, but you can't take the field out of the boy. So here we are. Let's see. Someone has cast doubt. No, I am indeed the real Hank Johnson. There's no doubts there. While my counterpart in the Prime Universe is indeed the Hank Johnson for the Prime Universe, I am the Hank Johnson in the 1218 universe. So, let's see, another question. Other dimensions, are they targeting ours alone for some question? Mr. Nice Hat's nemesis affecting any other dimensions, or are they targeting ours alone for some reason? Well, right now, it looks like they're only targeting the Osiris node. But I definitely don't think nemesis will stop there. And that's why we have to stop them before they can threaten the rest of the multiverse. And that's part of why I'm here in this core chamber, in Jarvis's chamber. I'm taking a big risk being here. At least I feel like I am, because again, you never know who's going to come knocking. Let's see. Question. Do you think Nemesis are versions of yourself and other 12, 18, 13 Magnus members from a different universe? It's a good question. Well, there's little doubt in my mind that Nemesis is an enemy Magnus. No doubt. That being said, I think it's a bit self-aggrandizing to assume that the best and brightest example of our archetypes on every world in the multiverse are just versions of me and the other researchers, although I think part of my ego would like to embrace that. On the other hand, there are a lot of worlds out there, so I guess anything is possible. Perhaps there are worlds where my counterpart looks exactly like me. I can't say. Maybe worlds and in the multiverse where we've had the same experiences, grown up in the exact same way, had the same successes and disappointments. but I can't say. That would all be speculation. Let's see. I think we've got more questions coming in now. Don't worry about him. He's had my back through all of this. Question from Mad Relic. What is the NIA planning to do with Avenir if the agents manage to capture his shards at the target portals? If he is to be executed, what crimes has he committed besides essentially being a resistance extremist with the powers of shardification? That is an excellent and in-depth question. It's more the NIA from your world that's overseeing this operation, but at the risk of putting my foot in my mouth, I think they'd simply like to imprison Avenir. That would be the game plan that I would go with. Try our best to question Avenir, to find out who they really are, and to see what else we might be able to glean about Nemesis and what they're planning next. You're right. There's a case to be made that most of these Nemesis members have committed what we would call capital crimes. The way they destroyed the Osiris researchers was nothing but downright sadistic. But we haven't quite codified whether or not simulacrum death is equivalent to murder. No matter how fond and used to those simulacrum we might have become, they certainly do appear human in all regards, and there are some that I miss having around. So I'm going to check and see. We've got other questions coming in. Keep them coming. I want to put my time in this Dunraven chamber to the best use, and that best use is getting this information out into the world via you agents. So keep them coming. I'm just going to check. I'm going to check my scanner coming in. Stuart, you didn't leave me, did you? You still here?
No, Hank.
Thanks. I need your backup.